Hello students, even today I will be discussing about the sociology for class 11, okay, and your second unit, and I will try to summarize, or I'll try to complete your unit 2 today, okay. We are discussing about the basic concepts. We had discussed about the society. We also had discussed about the different types of social groups, and we have also discussed about what is social group. And today, I would like to discuss a little bit about the social control. Now, when we talk about this social control, okay, we see that society is always, there is always certain conflict which is always there in the society. And in order to control every individual, okay, we need a particular body, right? So the first is that, the first question that I would like to put up here today is, why society needs social control? Why do we need social control, right? So the first thing first, why do we need this law and order in the society in simple way, okay? So we need this, so that, every individual will regulate in the best way, the best behavior that he or she has. And along with that, okay, in order to live in peace and harmony, okay, we need this particular entity called as the social control, okay? We need this social control. Now, the next is, okay, does it come automatically? Does it come automatically to every individual that we have to do good, in order to survive in the society? Yes or no? I don't think so. But, it does not come automatically to every individual. Some we might be, but not in all the aspect of our life. And that is where, a body which regulates the, law and order, the authority over the people, comes very handy, okay? And that is the social control, okay? Now, here it also says that, the social control or even these rules and regulations exist in the society, and that is one thing which we cannot deny, okay? That is a fact. But, does it just comes automatically? That is what we have discussed just now. And also, there are some various accepted, those rules and regulations which are created by some authority, in order to control the individuals, okay? Those are created, if it is just created and if it is just left like this, there would be no one who would want to comply to that particular rules and regulations. But, these rules and regulations needs to be accepted, accepted and observe various practices and rules or norms has to comply to every individual, which means even though the rules and regulations are there in the society, if the members of the society does not comply to it, okay, there would be no social control in any of the society. So the rules and regulations, if it is good, if it is for the good of the society, these rules and regulations should be impressed by every individual or every member of the society. Means acceptance of these particular rules and regulations is very necessary, okay? Now, the next point that I would like to discuss with you is that social control is necessary for order and stability, which I have already explained. For peace and harmony, for cooperation in the society, social control is very much necessary, okay? So it is a mechanism through which it regulates the behavior of the individual, okay, in order to live in the society, in a very peace and, harmony, okay, to live in peace and harmony, and that is what social control is all about. Now, Meg, Ivor and Page, okay, they say that social control is the way in which entire social order coheres, means come together, okay, the social order comes together and maintains itself. So that is what it means here. So the social order means the cooperation, the peace and harmony that exists in the society, it comes together, okay, and it comes under the banner of social control. That is what it means here. And E. A. Rose also says that social control refers to the system of devices whereby society brings its member into conformity, okay, and with the accepted standard of behavior. Means it brings the members of every society, into conformity. Into conformity means, obedience towards the given law and order, okay, or action in accordance to the prevailing rules and regulations, or the social moral conduct, okay, or the social moral orders, in the society. So where every member of the society, follow this particular rules and regulations which is set by the society. So that is what E.A. Rose says about the social control. Okay. Now, when we talk about this social control, there are some devices of social control or mechanisms, through which the means through which this social control is being, put into the members, or it's being complied by every members of the society here. Okay, so conformity to norms, okay, like I've said, obedience or complying to that particular prevailing rules and order, okay, or the rules and regulations of that particular society. For example, during this time of pandemic, okay, we are asked by the government in order to wear masks wherever we go, right, and also to wash our hands, right. So there are some protocols which we have to follow, right. So those are some of the conformity to norms. We obey those particular norms which has been laid down by the government. If you don't do, okay, there will be some certain sanctions which will be put on you, or you will also get infected by the disease, right. So it shows that, okay, conformity to norms, obedience or complying to that particular rules and regulation is very, very important. Okay. Now, deviance, okay, so the opposite to this conformity of law or conformity of norms is deviance. Okay, deviance means, okay, here means moving away from the rules and regulations which is there. Means you are not complying to the rules and regulations, which has been given, or the protocols which has been given by the society in order to have a peaceful environment. Okay, for example, in your society, in your locality, if you are asked not to play loud music after 9 or 10 o'clock at night, okay, but if you keep on doing it, it shows that you are you are deviating from the rules and regulations which is set by your own community, and in that particular manner, okay, you are being punished or you will be penalized by the community or the society. Okay, now these rules and regulations are influenced through various ways, such as persuasion. You do not agree to a particular certain point of view, but the thing is that after a good conversation or after a good debate, people have to comply to that. Okay, you persuade that particular person, okay, through verbally, okay, or showing an example to that person. You try to convince that person, okay, and that is how the social control can also be put into a society. Public opinion, we listen to the voice of the people, and depending on that, okay, we say that, okay, let's comply to these rules and regulations. Why? Because it is good for the society in a larger picture. Now, religion, morality, okay, and also in some cases, coercion or force is also being used, okay. If you don't comply to the rules and regulations, you will be penalized. Force is being put into an individual. And whether you do it or not, okay, if you don't do this, you will be penalized. For example, if I keep on stealing, from my neighbors, okay, now what happens is that after a certain point of time, I will be put into jail. Why? Because I don't comply to the rules and regulations set by the society. See, so those are some forceful manners, okay, through which the social control can also be sanctioned to an individual. Religion also plays a very important role through churches, through temples, through mosques, right, or various religious institutions, teaches an individual to behave at her best, right. So in that way, even the religion plays a very important role in imposing social control to individual. Okay, it may not be forcefully, but it speaks to the individual in order to comply to the rules and regulations of the society. Okay, now some of the social control is influenced, okay, or is being put into the society, based on the whole society. The whole society, is complied to a certain rules and regulations. But in some cases, in a certain society, there might be various communities. So communities, okay, may differ. Okay, one community may say that, let's clean the locality on every, Wednesday. But there will be another community, who are cleaning the, compound every Saturday. See, so it may differ. Okay, it may differ from one to the another community also. Okay, so in that way, at level of society, sometimes this social control is also being imposed. At the level of group or at the level of community, okay, this social control is imposed. Okay, so in your family, you might be having some, certain social control which, every family has, right? Which may differ from one family to another. But in your peer group, okay, in your particular group, you might be having a certain, way of doing things in your own group, right? Which will be good for the people. Some people might go and give, some food or do some charity activities, right? So in that way, there are different activities which has been taken up by various groups, okay, at the group level, at the institutional level, and also at the community level. That is what it means here. And here, there are two basic methods, okay, or forms of social control. That is what we see in the society. The first is the informal group, okay, informal social control. That is what it means here. Means, it simply means unofficial. It is an unofficial group of body, okay. Why? Because it takes place through unofficial mechanism. For example, family. Family is one of the informal, group, okay, which imposes the social control. We don't have particular rules and regulations which has been written down in our family, saying that rule number 1, this is like this, rule number 2, we have to follow all these things. So no, we don't have such rules and regulations which has been laid down, but we are all abide by some, rules which is there in the family, okay. So those things, okay, those social control may vary from one family to another family, okay. And here, okay, there are some nature, okay, there are some mechanism through which, okay, the nature of praise, ridicule, okay, or even gossip, ostracism, okay. So all those things are some of the mechanisms through which the social control, those are some of the means, okay, through which, okay, this social control is being imposed on the members of the society. That is what it means here, okay. Now, ridicule, okay. Here, ridicule simply means subjection of someone's contemptuous language or behavior. So, you are doing something, okay, which cannot be accepted to your family. For example, you keep on coming late at around 12 o'clock, and what happens is that it disturbs the whole family, okay, they are asleep and everything, see. So, contemptuous behavior, now what happens is that the whole family, will talk to you, saying that, this cannot be accepted. You cannot do this over and over, see. So, those kind of things are called as ridicule or gossip, that is something which all of us we know. Some people even praise them, okay. So that, you are doing this good, you have to keep on doing it, right. So, praise and also ostracism, okay. Here means, okay, exclusion from the group, okay. For example, you have a group of friends, you have a peer group. Now, what happens is that that other person, brings something bad to your own group, keep on doing the same mistake again and again. You cannot ask him to, not mingle with your group of friends. But what happens is that you start ignoring that person, right? So in that manner, okay, the social control can be imposed, okay? Why? Because, there are no particular legal sanctions, which is being given to a particular body under the informal social control. That is the reason why, we cannot say that, you are being chased out or all those actions cannot be taken to that particular person, belonging to your peer group, okay? Now, there is a person called by the name Crosby, okay, or Crosby, okay, C-R-O-S-B-I-E, C-R-O-S-B-I-E, Crosby or Crosby. He says that, okay, there are 4 types of mechanisms, okay, or means of informal control. He says that there are 4 means through which, okay, it controls the behavior of individual in, an informal group. That is what it means here. The first is social rewards, okay? You are being rewarded, okay? It may not be a huge prize or it may not be a car that will be given to you, but it may be in the form of a smile or a gesture, okay, which is accepted, which is very much acceptable to you, okay? You do something good, people smile at you, right? Or for example, the next is punishment. If you do something bad, or if you deviate from the rules and regulations of the society, okay, what happens is that there can be some threats which is given to you. You will be asked not to repeat the same mistake again, right? So that is what it means here. The next is persuasion, like I've mentioned before, okay? Now, the next is redefined norms. Here it says that society is never stagnant. It keeps on growing, it keeps on changing day by day. And that is the reason why, in order to cope up with this, changing behavior of the society, in the society, what happens is that we need redefined norms. We need to keep updating the rules and regulations and also the norms of the society. That is what it means here. The next point is the formal social control. Here, it's all because of the informal social control, okay? This formal social control comes into being, Informal social control is not enough. We need a certain body who takes care of all these rules and regulations in order to control the society. For example, the court, the police, right? Those are the formal bodies, okay, which acts, for the good or the welfare of the people. And it is legally sanctioned. For example, your group of friends, if they are not happy with you, doesn't mean that they can come and drag you and then put you in a particular house and all those stuff. All those actions can be illegal. But a person who keep on stealing in the society, a police comes and take that person away, and put him into jail. And that action is legal, see? So because they belong to the formal social control, right? So it says that no formal social control includes all the legislation and enactment, okay, which has been enacted at various levels, such as village level, town level, state, national, or even international levels. For example, the Constitution of India, we abide by the rules and regulations which is there in the Constitution of India. If we deviate away from the Constitution of India, what happens is that, okay, we can be charged by the court of law. And if we are found guilty, okay, we have to serve the punishment or the penalty which has been given by a certain court, right? So it shows that, okay, at the national level, international level, or even at the village level, okay, even the village councils have the right or is the right authority in order to make such rules and regulations in order to control the society, okay, in order to control the society. Now, formal social order is official, see? Formal social control is official. That is what it means here. Now, a legal paper can be brought to your home in order to search for some, illegal things which is there at home, right? If the police produces that particular legal paper, okay, which has been given by the court or, by the higher authority, we cannot object those people. Why? Because they are official, okay? It is official and usually involves low police in the courts. That is what I have mentioned before. Now, the agents of formal organizations, such as police departments, or even court or even prisons, are imposed in the society, by those in those particular forms, okay? And thus, okay, this particular law and order is mostly written, okay? It's there, which is being written down, okay? Even our Constitution of India, even though it's been amended, what happened is that the main body, the main structure, still remains the same. Now, it is well defined and consists of written norms and rules, okay? So that is what I have mentioned here. So in that way, the social control exists in the society mostly because the members of the society has to comply with those norms which has been set by the society and for the welfare of the whole members of the society in order to live in peace and harmony, okay? So with that, I would like to conclude our class for today, and in the next class, I will start a new unit. Thank you so much.